Hello, I'm the Bird with a Brush. I make miniature painting related content here and on my website. In this video, I'd like to share my impressions of the new hobby accessories that are in the Game Envy Kickstarter running right now. For the purposes of disclosure, Game Envy did not solicit this video. They didn't send me any materials, and honestly, I don't think they even know I exist. I purchased this blue palette in their previous Kickstarter, and the other items I received through the ReaperCon swag boxes. These palettes are not the focus of the Kickstarter, but they are available as an add-on, and I just thought I would show mine quickly so you could see the features. I'm hoping one day to do a more comprehensive wet palette comparison and review, but for now this is my favorite currently. One of the things I like is that it has these clips, so if you have any hand or finger pain or issues, as I do, it's easier to open than some of the others that I've tried at any rate. Once you undo the clips, there's a seal inside, and then this is the wet palette area. I haven't used this one in a little bit, so my sponge is currently dry. There are a couple other nifty features. This opens up. You can use it as a phone rest. I admittedly never do that, but you can. And this comes with it. So you have a small well palette for washes and glazes and other paint mixes that are too fluid and kind of messy on a wet palette. These slots can also be used for that. The indentations work as a brush rest. And this is really nice. I don't use this in my day-to-day painting, but it's really nice to have this compact setup for travel. There's another small compartment that you could use to store your brushes in if you keep the brush protectors, or you use something like sticky tack to hold them down while you're traveling with it. This is another feature that I like. You can open this up to allow a little air inside, which, depending on your current weather conditions and climate, can prevent your wet palette turning into a terrarium overnight when you're not using it. But then if you live in a drier climate, or you don't want that, you can close it for a complete seal. Even though I already have two of these, I am thinking about adding one on in the Kickstarter because they are introducing purple, which is my favorite color, and I'm not sure that I will be able to resist the temptation of having a wet palette in my favorite color. Another add-on item are these hobby holders. The hobby holder has a modular structure. This is the core holder itself, and it's threaded to accept, I think it's standard plastic bottle caps. But you can also buy additional bottle caps from them if you don't happen to drink soda. So you can have just one or two holders and swap out the projects that you're working on easily. And this comes with it. These handles are another option that you can add. You clip it on, and then you can use this as a brace for your hand while painting, which can make it easier to paint detailed areas. I believe this is the standard size, and then they also have a taller one that you can use to paint larger scale figures. I think I'd like to add one of those on too. I only have the standard height. The handles can spin while you're painting, so you don't have to worry that you can't reach any angles. I don't find something this small very easy to hold while I'm painting, but they have this modular element that you can add to make it more comfortable, and I do find this very comfortable. If you're a sculptor or you prefer to attach your figures to cork, they have these available that can fit directly into the handle. The handle itself has a decent amount of heft. I mean, it's really not very heavy. If you were worried, you were working on something very top heavy and you were worried, I think you could pour some gravel or sand in this hole and add some weight to the holder. Game Envy has had those products available for a while, but now let's take a look at the new accessories that they're offering in their current Kickstarter. First up is what they're calling the pop-up rinse cup. So this is a silicone cup that can fold down to just a small circle and expand out to be a full-size cup. You can see a bit of the way it expands in this photo. This item looked familiar to me because I was familiar with something called the Click and Go that the art company Faber-Castell produces, which you can see the packaging for here, and this is what the product looks like out of the package. The Hobby Envy cup is not identical, and it has what I think is a nice little innovative twist. So there are these small indentations in the wavy area that you can use to wick your brush. As you can see in the Faber-Castell version, you can also use the wavy indentations to hold your brushes. If you're familiar with silicone folding hiking cups, I think it's a similar idea, but you can see that it's got a more stable base than most of those do. The second product they're offering, they are calling the Brush Scrubby. This is a textured silicone disc designed to help clean your brushes. So the silicone is nice and soft with rounded peaks so that you can run your brush bristles over it, and it helps get in between the bristles and remove more paint. This is also not a totally new product, but I think again that they have added some innovations to it. These have been available to artists for some time under the brand name Paint Puck, which I know Game Envy is aware of, because if you want to get some right now, you can go to their web store and buy some. It has a suction cup on the bottom. The idea is that you can put it at the bottom of your water cup and then rinse off your brushes. I like this smaller container because I can see more easily whether the paint is coming off, and also because then I don't have the ferrule soaking in a lot of water while I'm trying to clean the brush. But it would work in a regular rinse cup just as well. I like the Paint Puck and I think it's very effective, but I do find that the suction cup does not work very well. Especially when it's in water, it just seems to loosen up pretty often and I have to tap it back down again. So I'm excited that the Game Envy version is weighted, so it should just sink to the bottom of the container and stay there. That is my hope at any rate. Recently, Paint Puck also came out with a full container system for brush rinsing. It comes in two sizes, so this is the larger one. I got this for watercolor painting, but you can also get one that's about this tall that might be more suited to miniature painting. So it has the silicone texture at the bottom, and you can rinse your brush out, and you can hang the brushes off the side to organize them. The bottom area extends beyond the base, both for added stability and to catch any dripping from the brushes. These are actually modular, and if you don't like the fancy top, you can take it off, and if you need to get in there and scrub out old paint pigment, you can take this off as well. The Paint Puck options are the first ones that I was aware of for painting related purposes, but there is another segment that uses several of these kinds of products. Products like these are sold for washing makeup brushes. This one has a variety of different textures that you can use with different sizes and types of brushes. It is designed so that you can put your hand in and stand over the sink to use it, which I thought is something I would do. I used to clean my brushes beside the sink, but I find that with that small Paint Puck, it's pretty easy to clean them at my desk, and I have not ended up using this at all. But I just wanted you to see another version of that kind of texture. And because it's, soft silicone, it's going to be gentle on the brushes. In the couple of years since I bought that makeup brush cleaner, it seems that the cosmetics cleaning people have come up with a lot of different iterations on this idea. So this package includes a silicone foldable cup and a brush cleaning mat. This one I thought was interesting because the cleaning area is cup shaped, so you could just have water in it and have that on your desk. The small sphere on the side keeps it from tipping over. This seller has a combo pack available where they have the foldable silicone cup that has texture in the bottom, and then also the hen mitten style that I showed you previously. I think that the weighted aspect and the size of this make this the most appealing option for miniature painters, but I have to admit that I have not been able to try it yet myself, so I guess I'll find out with everyone else once the Kickstarter fulfills. Now I'm going to try to do a comparison test between just rinsing out brushes and using the paint puck to clean them. First, I'm going to use this flat. I find these particularly challenging to clean. So rinsing and rinsing is not working out great. Let's try over here. If you can see a little plume of the red paint coming up as I start to scrub the brush against the silicone texture. And that got pretty much all the paint out. Now let's try it again with one of these dome style dry brushes. I find these tend to need a lot of TLC after a paint session. So I'm going to begin with rinsing. There's a lot of paint left. Now let's try taking it over here. And you can see it just releasing, and you can see it releasing all of that stored paint much more quickly. Still some on the brush. Now I may find that I would need to get my brush soap out to really get this clean, which is just as true regardless of which rinse cup I've been using. But then this helps scrub the soap inside the bristles and get it clean faster. So I just wanted to give you a look at some of the items in the Game Envy Kickstarter or products that are similar to them to help you decide whether there might be something in there that appeals to you. I'm going to put the links to the Game Envy store and also some of these other products down in the description. The Amazon links are affiliate links. I'd link them anyway, so I signed up for the affiliate program because why not? You shopping through those links is at no additional cost to you, and it helps support my activities making free content like this available. Thanks for watching, and I hope we see you next time.